What's up, YouTube? Sweatpants Joe here, and I've got Masters of the Universe Origins Wave 4. Got them sent to me because here in Southern California's beautiful San Fernando Valley, they are not in the stores yet. We're only just starting to get Wave 3 in the stores now. I've got Hordak, Stratos, Ninjor, Tri-Klops. I'm going to open these bad boys up. We're going to take a look at them. I'm going to play with them. And I might compare them to some of the WWE figures. So let's check these out. I'm very excited about these. Hordak, Stratos, those are two of my favorite guys. I've got a funny TriKlops story about from when I was a kid. Ninjor I'm not familiar with. Didn't have him as a kid. Didn't know about him until I was an adult. So this is my first experience with Ninjor. Okay, the first one I'm going to review is Hordak, the ruthless leader of the Evil Horde, and he's got an Evil Horde sticker on his bubble. So I'm assuming going forward all the Evil Hordes will have that sticker. Good way for you in-box collectors to, sort your Evil Horde. On the back of this one it shows you how to fit the crossbow in his hand. So in case you don't know how to fit the crossbow in his hand. There you go. He's also got the standard blistered card with everyone else from Wave 4 on the back. Artwork. The artwork's pretty cool. There at the Fright Zone, you see other members of the Evil Horde. There's Modulok, Mantenna, Leech, Grizzlor, a couple of robots. I should probably zoom in on that one for you. But yeah, look at that. And then you see the eyeball from the puppet that comes with the Fright Zone. So that's really cool. And Mattel has said if we see it in the art, that means they plan on making it. So it looks like they're planning on making a Fright Zone for us with a puppet. There's that eyeball. That is pretty dope. And here's Hordak out of the package. And yes, he does come with that bat, as you can see. And I really dig this charcoal gray that his body is. It's like a darker gray, almost like a pewter. And yeah, my gripe about Hordak though is his eyes are a little beady. They could use a little more red paint. But I mean, it's not that big of a gripe. He still looks really cool. It looks like Hordak, the Hordak we all know and love. And yeah, this is just a cool figure. I really like it. It's a very good likeness of him. We have a hard plastic cape on the back, and you got to be careful when you're like I already jagged it a little bit just by getting it out of the package. When you open your Hordak up, it's kind of similar to like what we saw with Scare Glow, where it's like in a slit and you have to move it through the slit to get it out. I suggest you cut that slit a little wider and give yourself a little more room when you cut it, because like I said, I jagged it just a little bit at the top of the cape. But it's nothing terrible, nothing like, nothing game changing or anything. But yeah, that's Hordak. He's dope. I'm going to zoom in on his teeth. I want you guys to check out his teeth. So yeah, like those teeth are really cool. It's almost like a shark tooth effect going on because it's a molded plastic and they just look razor sharp. They look really cool, but you can only see that if you're looking at them up close. And nobody's really showed that on YouTube yet. I wanted to show that. I wanted to be the first. But that's a really cool mold of his teeth. And it just makes him look a lot scarier than, and I think it's really cool. Kind of looks like a land shark. But yeah, got a little paint wear on the chin. These figures, they're not perfect. They are what they are. They're toys, but they're cool, and I really like them. And I'm gonna pull out Macho Man, and I want to compare him to the Macho Man. I want to look at their armors next to each other and their armbands. Okay, so these armors are different. If you look at Hordak and you look at Macho Man, you see on Hordak's trim of his armor, it's more of like a bony kind of kind of effect going on, where if you look at the trim of the Macho Man's, it's kind of more standardized, like, almost mechanical, manufactured trim going on along the arms. And you see Macho Man has these bumps on his armor that Hordak doesn't have. So I'm not a classics expert. I don't know. I don't collect the classics. But it is possible that Macho Man's armor is actually another figure's armor from the classics line. But it's definitely different armor than what we see on Hordak. And then if you look at the back, you see Macho Man has these two snaps. The double snap on each side. When you look at Hordak, Hordak is only a single snap. And he's got these this effect here going on at the snap. Macho Man's is different. The armbands are different too. Hordak's is a completely different mold. You can see that it's not quite the same. Different bat, different everything than Macho Man. Macho Man just uses the same armbands as the rest of the wrestling line figures use. Hordak has a brand new mold. We haven't seen this yet. So that's a whole new armband and a whole new armor from what we saw with Macho Man. So they're completely different. Completely different armors and armbands. Okay, here's Hordak without the armor. And I wanted to point out that the armor is one piece. The cape is part of the armor. It's not molded, but it's definitely glued. There's no, like, when you look at the inside of the armor, you don't see the cape. There's no slat. It doesn't pull out. It is glued, and I wouldn't recommend, actually, yeah, see how it's glued? It's glued on there. I wouldn't recommend removing it unless you really plan on customizing this armor. This is meant to be together, which is cool because, you know, how many times you find the vintage figure without his cape? Because his cape was just a little piece of vinyl that you plugged into the back of the armor. That's not going to be the case with this Hordak. His cape is probably going to be with the armor, so that's really cool. And I just put Macho Man's head on him because I wanted to make a Wolfpack Randy Savage, so there you go. There's Randy Savage, Wolfpack Horde World Order. Here's TriKlops Modern Posing Retro Play. My funny story about TriKlops was, I don't know why I remember this, but I do. So when I was a kid, I was at the store exchanging a figure because somebody had got me a figure I had already got, and I was exchanging it for another figure, and I was with my dad, and I wanted Evil Lynn, but my dad wouldn't let me buy Evil Lynn because Evil Lynn was a girl, and boys don't play with girl figures. So I ended up getting TriKlops instead, and later on I got Evil Lynn. I don't remember how I acquired Evil Lynn, but I'll never forget that to this day. I must have been like 5 years old. So that's why I didn't get Evil Lynn. That's why I got TriKlops. And here's the back of the figure, and it shows you how to use his dial. There's his artwork. You got a volcano. See, what the hell is going on Eternia, man? So you got a volcano going off. Like, a volcano is erupting. But, like, that's not going to stop He-Man and TriKlops from fighting. That doesn't make any sense. If there's a volcano going off, you want to be the fuck away from that. Then you see Zor and Screech flying around. You know, just because you don't want to be near a volcano, not just because you're going to get burned by ash, although it does look like they're kind of far from the blast zone, but you're going to be breathing in that smoke. Like, what the fuck? Get away from that shit. You don't want to be near that. I don't know. That's just me nitpicking with the artwork, but there you see TriKlops, and he's like, you know, he's firing his eyeball at He-Man, and yeah. It's pretty good artwork. I like this. Okay, so here's TriKlops out of the box. Comes with his sword. What's to say about TriKlops? This is TriKlops. He's got a more menacing, teeth-gritting look on his face as opposed to the original one, who was just kind of dumpy and frowny. At least this one's got a little bit of personality to him. One thing I want to point out, so you have the eyes, right? Now remember on the vintage figure how it would turn like this, okay? But it would do so with the greatest of ease. And then like when you would shake the figure, you could get it to turn. That is not the case here. This figure, it will only turn when you set it. Now you could also like, yeah, you could do stupid shit like this and put it in between eyes if you want. But it's going to stay in place. It's not going to move on its own. It's not going to move if you shake the figure. So that's actually a big improvement, I think, because yeah, if you want to pose them with a particular eye, just like this, like you want to pose them, it's not gonna rattle back and forth. You can pose them. You can get really cool pictures with your TriKlops. I like that. I like that a lot. That's actually a feature that I didn't think I needed, and I'm glad it's there because it's really cool. That is a really cool addition to this TriKlops. That really makes the figure all that much better for me. Just little things like that. It's just the little things like that make it that much better for me. I really, really like it. Here's the back of his armor. He's got this. It just snaps on the bottom there, and it's got the holder for his sword. Here's TriKlops compared to the Undertaker in their armors. As you can see, the Undertaker has some fringe going on down here. Now maybe this is going to be the armor they end up using for the mini comics TriKlops, or maybe they'll just repaint this. I don't know. We're going to find out. But this is a completely different armor. Maybe this is the Classics armor again. Like I said, I'm not sure. But you see the back, completely different. Completely different. This doesn't even connect at the bottom, whereas TriKlops has the strap in the middle, and this has some. This could be painted gold. This could look really cool. And he has like mini swords, like knives or daggers that are molded into this armor. Those aren't present in TriKlops. So yeah, those are two completely different armors. But yeah, they're completely different figures. But this TriKlops is so dope. This is so far. Oh man. So like I said, Ram Man. So when I reviewed Ram Man, I was like the new head sculpt. They hit it out of the park with Ram Man. I think they really hit it out of the park with TriKlops. I really like TriKlops more than I thought I was going to like TriKlops. I have some paint where, like, it's kind of a sloppy paint job right here. The orange, it's just like, okay, so this is molded in green, and then they painted orange over the green, and you can see the green seeping through the orange. I mean, they're not going to put an undercoating before they paint it, so it is what it is. But that's just my minor gripe with TriKlops armor. But yeah, this figure is really cool. Really dope figure. And another thing I want to point out is I tried to pull at the head a little bit to see if I can get it to remove, and it doesn't want to come off, so I don't think TriKlops' head comes off. I saw another reviewer in the foreign market. He reviewed it, and his came with instructions. My TriKlops did not, neither did my Hordak so far. They did not come with instructions on what can and can't be removed. I did see those with the Deluxe figures, with like Clamp Champ and Ram Man, but these figures are not coming with it. I'm going to assume you can't pull his head off, but you can pose him, and he's very posable. You can push it in, push it out, have him looking up, have him looking down. So yeah, I mean, he's definitely got a lot of posability with his head, but I just don't think it's meant to be pulled off. I could be wrong. Maybe later on I'll play with it and his head will pop off and I'll be like, oh yeah. But as of now, I'm not pulling that head off. Just like Roboto, I'm not pulling the head off. The head's staying put. So yeah, that's TriKlops for you. Let me get his eyeball straight. Yeah, straight enough. Okay, next is Ninjor. I never had Ninjor as a kid. Came out late in the line. Came out in the same wave with like Clamp Champ, who I also didn't have. But I had King Randor and Sorceress, who were also in that line. So that must be why I didn't want Ninjor. Or like, if I had to choose a figure or something, I probably chose King Randor and Sorceress first, just because they were on TV. And I never heard of Ninjor. Or maybe I just didn't see Ninjor, or Scareglow for that matter, in the store, because I just don't remember them at all. But this is Ninjor. I know Ninjor comes, the vintage figure comes with a removable mask, and this Ninjor's mask is molded on. What are you going to do? You know, I have no nostalgia for this figure. I think the mask looks dope. I think the figure looks cool. I do want to point out, I will when I get to unboxing him, I want to point something out. That's Ninjor. Let's see the back of the box. So he comes with some weapons. Looks like he comes with a sword and some nunchucks and a bow and arrow. And then let's take a look at his artwork. Ninjor uses uncanny stealth abilities to spy on and surprise attack the heroes of Eternia. I mean, he's a ninja. That's what he's going to do. He's going to do that kind of shit. And there you see Clamp Champ and King Randor. He's about to shoot King Randor with an arrow. Clamp Champ's got his clamp, and he's like, oh no, that's not going to happen. And as we saw in Clamp Champ's artwork, he puts him in the clamp. So we know Clamp Champ saved King Randor from assassination attempt by Ninjor. Okay, so here's Ninjor out of the package. I just want to point out real quick that his weapons feel really cheap compared to everyone else's weapons. This bow and arrow feels very brittle. It feels like it's going to snap. Not like, I don't know how to describe it. It's not, they kind of feel like dollar store weapons, like dollar store figure weapons. This nunchucks is very cheap. They could have used a real chain. I guess like the plastic chain keeps the cost down, but that thing is not going to last forever. This thing is going to break, especially if you like use it a lot. I recommend you just store it. I think this is where the nunchucks get stored. And this is also a very tight fit to get that sword in and out. So yeah, the weapons are kind of a miss with me, but the figure itself looks cool. I really like the graphic that's on his gi, I guess. Problem is, like with a logo like that that's just kind of like on there, it's going to wear off if you're playing with your figures a lot as a kid. You know, us adult collectors, we'll probably just keep them on the shelf, pose for them with photos. But when you grab this figure, you might want to just be conscious of it and not grab him by his logo, and maybe keep him in plastic when you're not displaying them, because I feel like that logo is just gonna wear off over time. But it's still a cool figure. Another gripe I have, though, like I said, I don't have any nostalgia for Ninjor, and I never had him as a kid. But these feet, it almost looks like, so he's a ninja, but he's wearing like scuba diving flippers to go be a ninja. I don't like that. I think I think he should come with sneakers. Like that's just my opinion. I don't think that he should have those feet. Those feet, to me, they just don't work. He's a human being. He should have human feet. He shouldn't have the webbed feet. Oh, I think I'm onto something here, guys. I think I'm onto something here. I did a feet swap with Sting, and that works. Look at that. Because you got Sting with the lobster claw, and now he's got the animal feet and they're red. And you've got Ninjor, and he's got the black boots on, and he could go stealth. I think I got a winner here, guys. I think I'm just going to display him like this, because this is, to me, this makes sense. To me, this works. Let me know in the comments below if that works to you. I like this. I'm going to keep it like this for a while. This is pretty cool. I like it. I'm very happy with how that turned out. Yeah, Sting looks good with the webbed feet. And here's Ninjor out of the armor. Just a black torso, front and back. pretty good looking figure. It's got a little bit of paint. It rubs off. And here's what's going on, because it's kind of hard to see on camera, but he has the black belt, or he has the gi tied with the black belt. It's just a molded piece of plastic that's molded onto the thing. And it just snaps on and off. And I wanted to take it off and show you guys with it off, just because it's hard to pick up on camera when you have black on black. So yeah, that's Ninjor in and out of the package. Ninjor, the figure himself, is cool. I'm very disappointed in his weapons. The sword, I guess the sword you can get some playability out of. The bow and arrow, though, feels really cheap. And those nunchucks are really cheap. Those nunchucks, to me, those are a miss. The rest of the weapons, they're definitely meh. Like I said, this is like a dollar store figure weapon quality with this build. This is not a very good build. This is going to snap. This feels very brittle, and I'm not really cool with it. And finally, we have Stratos, the Winged Warrior. Stratos is another character I did not have as a kid. He was part of the first wave, and the first wave just came out. I was too young for it, so I had to get these figures about halfway into their life cycle. And by the time I started getting into them, Stratos was nowhere to be found. So no Stratos for me. I got him later on with the commemorative series, but I never had him as a kid. And I knew who Stratos was, obviously. He was in the cartoon, he was in all the comics. I knew who he was. I just never had him as a kid. And I had friends who had him, so I played with him at friends' house. So I have some nostalgia for Stratos. I just never had him myself. And here's the back of the box, and it shows you how to clip his arms on, the wings. And there's a close-up of the artwork where you see Stratos and other bird people flying around. What's interesting is Stratos is the only gray guy. The rest of them are like humanoids. So that's actually good to know, because then I can have him and Rey Mysterio flying around and it won't look out of place. And way in the back, there you see the Eternia playset. Maybe we're going to see an Eternia playset down the road. I wouldn't hold my breath for that one. But still, maybe. We'll see. We'll see how this goes. And no weapons with Stratos. He just comes with his wings and his jetpack. His jetpack is already on in the package. Look at that bright blue loincloth underwear that he's got going on, though, and the bright blue wings. Those really pop. I really, really like those. Those are really, really cool. And his mask. He looks great. He looks like $1 million. Stratos was, he's just, the light gray just really pops. He had like a darker gray figure. See, I don't have any of these ones vintage here in California, so I can't really do a comparison. But I could just give it an eye test and tell you that this one, he looks amazing. He looks really good. Him and TriKlops, I think, are the hidden gems of this line. He and TriKlops, I think they just knocked it out of the park. Hordak, I think they did a really good job with. And Ninjor looks great too, but I think he's probably my least favorite of these four, but he's still really cool. So here's Rey Mysterio with Stratos. I just wanted to point out Rey Mysterio's wings are much bigger because he uses the wings from the MOTU Classics. I think I got Rey Mysterio's wings on the wrong arms. But anyway, he uses the MOTU Classics wings, and these are new Origins wings that are specifically for Stratos, and they fit better. But I don't know, I think those big-ass classic wings look really cool too. But anyway, you could swap the heads, have Stratos on Rey Mysterio's body, and have him one of those other bird people. There's the backs for the comparison. You see the Rey Mysterio pack is a lot bigger than Stratos' pack. And there's Stratos' head on Rey Mysterio. So yeah, you can get a couple Stratos figures, get a couple Rey Mysterio figures, give yourself a bird army, and it would look really cool. It works. And for shits and giggles, there's Rey Mysterio's head on Stratos' body. But I really think this works. This looks really cool. You can even swap the legs if you want. And yeah, this looks really cool. Get yourself some Stratoses and some Rey Mysterios. Might be a little too late to get Rey Mysterio. He was part of a previous wave, and once the waves are gone, that's it. They're gone with these WWE ones. But maybe you'll be able to find some on eBay or something. Get yourself a few Rey Mysterios, get yourself some Stratoses, swap some heads, have some fun, have yourself some bird people. Because that's what we need. We need more bird people in this world. The bird is the word. And all 4 figures come with this Sneak Attack mini comic. So yeah, I'll just flip through it. I'm not going to read it, but not going to read it to you guys. But yeah, there's the mini comic. You see Prince Adam, he's turning into He-Man. A bunch of shit's going down. The Avians are... yeah, look at that. Look at that. Ninjor's reporting to Hordak, and Tri-Klops is with Hordak? What is going on? Okay, maybe I will sit down and read this, because this is... oh, wait a minute. It looks like Ninjor sold out Hordak? I don't know. This is cool. Oh, we got a Snake Mountain cameo. And, yeah, okay. Look at that. They rescued Skeletor. And look at that. That's pretty cool. The Sneak Attack. Can't wait to read this one later on. You got all the bird people from Avian and Ninjor. Yeah, it's going to be an interesting story. Okay, here's my gratuitous cameo to stay in good standing with YouTube. Because it's YouTube. You need to appear on YouTube. But anyway, thank you guys for watching. Let me know in the comments below. What are your thoughts on this series? Yeah, these two are my home runs. These two, they hit it out of the park with Tri-Klops and Stratos. I just think they look really, really cool. Hordak is like, he's like a triple. He's really, really, really cool. And Ninjor's like a RBI single. He's good. Yeah, I like him. He's just not my favorite of the bunch. Thank you guys for watching, and please like, subscribe, all that jazz. I'll see you on the next one. I got Land Shark coming soon. It's on its way, and I can't wait for Land Shark.